Hey everyone, welcome to a discussion video about the recent Bismuth clip that we got.
Mhm.
I'm here today with Michael and Sky from SkywardWing, and we decided we were going to talk about it a little bit. So, what are your first impressions about what happened and during the clip? Because it was a pretty big reveal, and
Super hyped.
obviously, we had a lot of us had guessed that Bismuth was coming, but to see it, like to see her revealed like this, it was a surprise to a lot of people, I think.
My first impression when I saw this, I was kind of concerned because I thought it was a leak, and I was like, "Oh no, it hasn't even started yet, but the leaks have already begun." But fortunately, that wasn't the case. I was very happy to see that it wasn't a leak, and it was officially released by the Crewniverse team. And I was like, "Okay, great. They know what they're doing, and they're kind of generating the hype, which they definitely did by showing this character." So I was very happy to see Bismuth, which, by the way, I love. So I'm very excited
Yeah,
to
I
see what
love the
happens.
design. Now, does it
Yes.
does it not count as a leak because it was unlisted? So I don't know if like they intended for people to see
No,
it
no.
or.
One of the writers confirmed that that was officially like released. Like,
Okay,
Yeah,
awesome.
it was on a news website. It was like an exclusive on the news website, so they made it like unlisted for that reason.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel better about it now.
Yeah, right. I wasn't sure at first.
Yeah, before it seemed pretty gray.
there's a
Um,
lot of things from this clip too, especially when you see Bismuth and Lion being in the same area, so it can kind of
mhm.
confirm that Lion or that Bismuth is that object in the bubble inside of Lion's mane, especially since they're so. I wonder how they're gonna connect that. Like, how did she even get out of the bubble?
Yeah,
And
Yeah,
did Steven do it? Did Bismuth do it herself? Well, I don't know how she would even do that, but I
yeah.
feel like Steven would have some type of connection to do that. But there's so many questions here. Like, wow.
yeah. Well, now we know Lion isn't Bismuth, which was a pretty common theory.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Why was she bubbled in the first place? Is the biggest question. Because she
That
seems to be like friendly with Garnet and Pearl. So like I don't know what the reason would be.
I feel like that has something to do with Rose. Rose had
Mhm.
a lot of secrets that she didn't tell either, Garnet or Pearl. And considering it was a Rose bubble inside Lion, and
Right.
there is a connection between Rose and Lion, we don't exactly know how, but we know they have to be connected somehow. Like, how did Lion get the tape and the flag and the Mr. Universe shirt and the bubble? Clearly, Rose knows why Bismuth was bubbled,
Yeah.
or she is the reason why Bismuth was bubbled. So there's so many questions revolving around that itself. I'm just very curious where they're gonna go with that and kind of maybe reveal more of Rose's darker secrets.
yeah, Bismuth did not seem mad at all or anything about being bubbled for that, over 5,000 years,
Hmm.
which I thought was really interesting. She just was like, "Oh, everybody's gone." Okay. And then obviously she's really sad about that, but her first questions were like, where's everybody? Why was I, in that bubble for so long?
Yeah.
Just the questions I thought would be asked of her.
Yeah, she seemed a bit. The only thing I could possibly come up with is that she seemed a bit like, I guess, aggro. Like she can't. She came. She's walking around the house. Was like, oh, we're making wood bases, and she kind of just pulled a plank of the floor out. Just not really caring. And when we seen the flashback with Lapis, she seems pretty aggressive. So I don't know. Maybe she has some type of unstable side to her. But then
Yeah.
again, I don't know why Rose would bubble her specifically out of all of the other crystal gems.
I mean, to be fair, that when she was aggressive in that previous clip, by the way, we still don't know if that's the same Bismuth.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah.
but it was a time of war, so I can
Sure.
kind of understand that. Like, you have to be aggressive, you can't be super friendly. But she doesn't seem to have like a PTSD kind of situation happening either. She seems very happy, even though the last time she saw the world, it was war, all out war going
Sure.
on. So maybe she does kind of have a very flipped personality. Like, she gets very angry or very happy. She kind of very bipolar in that sense. So
Yeah. And we also see Amethyst has a new outfit. So I wonder how
Yeah.
that happened.
Yeah, she gets reformed. She has to reform again. Nothing new
that's
there, really. That's the with this. You know.
it's kind of weird too, because she's the only gem in the clip that has a new outfit. On top of
Mhm.
that too is that she was the most recent one to get her older outfit, like her regular one, the one we're used to now, her second outfit, I guess you could say.
Right.
Like, Garnet is still the same and Pearl's still the same, but Amethyst has changed in the matter of twice versus when they've only changed once. So I'm like, Amethyst, you need to stop getting bodies, please, because like you keep changing. And I wonder why she went white in this case.
I
Is
like
it
it.
symbolic? I wonder.
Yeah, I like it too, though. A lot of people were kind of wary at first of her new look, but I think it was always pretty cool. Keeps changing.
Yeah, I definitely like it too. I really do. I'm looking at the clip now, and if you notice her outfit too, Bismuth's outfit is not like any other gem we've seen. She like she has an apron, and there's like a whole thing with people who wear aprons that she's most likely a blacksmith.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, that was a point that I wanted to make sure we brought up because first of all, her name sounds like blacksmith, but also obviously, she's like, we're making bases out of wood now, so obviously she's the one that built stuff, like was able to build stuff. Maybe she made the big weapons. I don't know.
All the weapons built in the strawberry fields. If you think like all the ones that haven't disappeared, or she maybe even made Rose's armor. Like,
yeah,
that entire armory could be created by her. So.
And maybe that's why she kept her bubbled. Maybe she was like the best blacksmith, and she saw that maybe Homeworld could return one day, so she kept her bubbled in line for that reason.
Yeah, that's really. Oh, go ahead, go for it.
Oh, but then like, why would Bismuth let Rose? Like, did Rose just ask her, and she's like, okay, yeah, I'll be here when you need me? I mean, why were the other crystal gems allowed to be,
yeah, true.
free while Bismuth was trapped, and she had no recollection of time passing. She didn't even know, I mean, she was kind of just there for that whole time.
Yeah, that is weird.
That somebody would.
There's a very peculiar quote about an older episode that they said that Rose protected her best friends behind her shield, and like those were the last of the crystal gems. And considering Bismuth has never been mentioned up to this point.
You are right. Yes.
Yeah.
It kind of makes me think, but it's weird because Pearl and Garnet are fine. Like they treat her like family, like she's welcome, but they never ever bring her up. But then again, that could be she also thought that she was dead or gone or shattered, and there's so many questions that revolve around this character. I love it.
Yeah, it's really weird. Also, like, Garnet seems pretty quiet the whole time. I don't know if there's no reason for that, but I don't even know if she said anything that entire clip.
Oh, to clear up something too, a lot of people, I like posted a video about Bismuth yesterday. A lot of people in the comments were bringing up like Amethyst seems really cold towards Bismuth. There's a reason for that. Amethyst wasn't, she doesn't know her. Amethyst wasn't around for the war. Like she emerged like years later. Like she has no context to who Bismuth is. Like the only ones who would know her are Pearl, Garnet, and Rose. But Rose is gone, and Pearl and Garnet are the only ones standing. So Amethyst has no context of who this is. So it's just as new as Steven.
Yeah, it's basically the equivalent of like you hanging out with a friend and then they run into an old friend and they start talking about things you have no idea what the hell they're
You're just like,
about.
hey, I can't relate. But
just nod your head like, yeah, cool.
So how do you think Bismuth will interact with like Peridot and Lapis, and do you think they'll what her reactions? Do you think she'll have like how do you think she'll react to them?
I think Lapis, assuming this Bismuth is the same Bismuth that poofed Lapis is definitely gonna have a huge problem with that, and I could actually potentially see Lapis going back to the Homeworld gems, just like having to deal with Peridot initially, and then who knows what's gonna happen with Jasper, and then Bismuth, the person who poofed her and is basically the reason she got trapped in the mirror in the first place, is just gonna show up like, hey, what's up, and then Lapis is gonna be like, all right, I'm out, peace.
I feel like that seeing like Bismuth seeing Peridot or Lapis would trigger her PTSD. Kind of that's when she would go like completely mad, because she sees like the yellow diamond logos and it kind of triggers like bad memories of the war and all of the friends she has lost. And I think that's very important to keep in mind.
Yeah. And also, we heard of 3 new gems that we'd never heard of.
Oh yeah,
before.
I was just about to say that too. Yeah, so that's like the last thing, one of the last things like that they mentioned. One of the last things we should talk about is 3 new gems if you want to go over them, basically.
So she said crazy lace, Bix, which I guess is Bix Pike, I'm assuming, and Snowflake. That was kind of cool.
See, when I first saw this clip, I honestly thought that was a little Easter egg to the voice actor of Bismuth, because she's a character in Orange Is the New Black who plays a character called Crazy Eyes. And I'm like, is that a little reference there? I'm like, are they doing that? I don't know. But do we? I don't think we're gonna see these gems. But it's kind of nice to see these names. Make it feel a little more real that the war happened, and We really don't know anything else besides the group that we are surrounded with, except now Bismuth. So
Yeah. And apparently this episode's supposed to be 22 minutes long.
what?
dope.
I did
Yeah.
not know that.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a special.
Does it have a
That's
name? Do we know where it lies? I had no idea.
It's
about that.
apparently supposed to be part of this, the end of the summer Steven Nuke.
Damn, we have a way to go.
Yeah.
Oh man, what an emotional roller coaster this is gonna be. Man, I'm trying to look at the clip now.
It was a pretty short clip. It was only 30
It was.
seconds.
It had a lot of information.
Yeah.
in it.
Yes.
Another small thing, it's more of like an Easter egg. You know how like all the gems have like certain instruments. It sounds like her instrument is like a rough, distorted synth that sounds almost like a rock guitar sort of thing.
Oh, I didn't even think to go over that, but yeah,
Yeah.
I love the how they make each gem different in that way too.
Yeah, but I think that's it. I mean, I feel like we're missing something. There's gonna be like a little pixel in the corner that we
Yeah.
forgot that's totally relevant to the grand scheme of everything, and I'm like, welp, totally missed that. But let's see. We go down. She's possibly a blacksmith who made all the weapons.
Yep.
Amethyst gets a new form.
She got bodied again.
She got bodied again. And by the way, we never found out what bodied her the first time. That just kind of got swept under the rug to never be spoken of again.
Wait, what do you mean?
That
In
thing
the
in
extended
temple?
show? Or which one?
Wait, what do you mean?
No, that thing in the episode Reformed,
Right.
where it attacked her. They
Oh.
never got it.
Oh, they never
Oh.
the slinker?
They didn't?
Yeah, they never got dealt with. Never. She got
I-
reformed.
There was a short about where Steven gets like a hot dog duffel bag or something, and we see it again, I believe.
Huh.
I don't know.
I didn't
think
even
so.
realize that.
Yeah. Yeah, but maybe
This-
that's been solved.
There's a lot of tendencies with things in the series that have no conclusion, especially in like the earlier episodes. But
Yet.
now they've been a lot more consistent. Or maybe they're all just gonna, like, we saw the Bismuth bubble like in season 1, and now
Yeah.
it's finally getting so Rebecca Sugar's insane. So maybe everything will have a conclusion. Or like if I don't know if you're gonna remember this, there was a shooting star, in the episode I think it was called Future Vision or Future Sight. I don't remember exactly what it was called, but where Garnet kisses Steven's forehead. And he basically sees everything in the future. And in one scenario, Steven walks into the house and sees the gem surrounded by this small crystal shard, and then it explodes.
Yeah.
That was Winter
Killing all of them.
Forecast.
Yeah, and that thing was like received several episodes before that, and I was like, oh my god, what are they doing with this? Like they were gonna send it into the warp. Like what has happened? Never brought up again.
Well, I'm assuming since that scenario didn't happen, they probably took care of it.
Shoot,
I guess is what they're
hope so.
implying.
Yeah, just sweep it on the rug. Time travel, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. But
Timey-wimey.
Yeah,
But
it
yeah,
does
I
happen
think-
a lot. That does happen a lot in the show.
I'll definitely. But I hope it gets cleared up anyway. Well,
Yeah, that pretty much nails it.
Yeah.
all right.
All right, well, thank you so much, SkywardWing, for
No
joining
problem.
us.
I had fun. It was fun.
Yeah,
We'll be
we'll be-
talking about the other clip from Mr. Greg, which is going to be the musical episode on his channel.
Yeah, let's go check that out, SkywardWing, youtube.com, and we will see you in the next video, guys.